Hi, this is a video about how to use a core communication book. So before we get into looking at how to model language with the core book, let's just talk about the words that are in it and kind of why those words are there. So when you take a look at the main page, these are what we call core words, and they are our words that we use most often, and they're kind of like our power words. We can use these words to talk about things. So if we just learn nouns and we just learn them to label things, then all we can do is say that name. But if we learn core words, then we can talk about our toys or our interests. We can say that things are good or bad, or that we want more of something, or that we're finished. Or we could say, look at that, look at it. Or we can make it go. We can say, make it go. Or we can put it in or put it out. Or we can do it again. We can say so much with these core words. Of course, we need nouns. We need to label things. We need what we call fringe words. We also need social language. All of these components are so important. We can't just focus on one. So let's take a look at what is inside these, what we call fringe pages. So our first page here is just some social things. It's a chat page. Some things that you might use to kind of mediate a conversation, like say, oh, wait a minute, or oh, or thank you, or how are you? Then the about me page. This one is a blank book, but it could have things about information about you specifically. All of this can be customized. Some needs, the people in your life, actions, so our verbs, to read, jump, run, play, eat, feel. This one's a double-sided one. There's some more on the back. Then, of course, our feelings, descriptors. These are important things to say, you know, if it's old or young, if it was big or small, tall or short, if it was fast. Colors, describing places, it's up or down, learning our prepositions, under, off, talking about the weather, our letters, these are uppercase and we have lowercase, numbers, some toys, places at home or at school, food, different types of meals, important words for calendar, things that happened yesterday, things that will happen tomorrow, the months of the year, talking about clothing and body parts. You can customize, put your own words in here for own books, for reading. Art words, some art tools, animals, TV, saying it's funny or that it's scary or that you like the music, or saying you want to watch a movie or YouTube. And then I think the last one's just blank. So I think you get the idea of what is inside this book. Let's take a look at how to use it. So when students are just learning to use a core communication book, they are really just observing us use the book. I think this is the key thing for you to think about when you start using this with someone, is that we have to use it with them when we are talking to them to help them learn how to use it. So when I'm talking to my student or I'm watching something happen, I could say, oh, look over there, look at it. When I'm talking about, something that we're doing, like we're cleaning up, I could say, oh, we're putting it in the bin, we're putting it in. If you notice so far, I'm not modeling every word that I'm saying. When we start out, we just want to be modeling 1 to 2 words. That's it. Keep it simple. Just model 1 to 2. Just model the gist of what you're saying. There's a tendency in the beginning to really want to flip and talk about specific things, but we have these magic words on this board: it, this, and that. And these words can really represent any noun or person. So if we're saying that you want it, but you're really talking about maybe water, but you don't want to flip to the water page, you can say, oh, I see that you want it. You don't always have to use the specific word in the fringe. When we are modeling, we want to just be phrasing our model as a comment. We don't want to be asking everything as a question, like saying, oh, do you want it? If you see them grabbing something, of course they want it. We just make a comment about it. We say, oh, you want it, or you want that. If they're finished with something, you can say, oh, we're finished with this. You know, it's all done. We're going to do something different. We're not going to do that again. We're going to do something different. Or if you're asking a question and you're wondering what they're thinking, you might think like, I wonder when we're going to library. I wonder when that's going to happen. We can also kind of be mind readers and guess what our student is trying to tell us. So maybe if they're seeming like they're a little bit frustrated about something, they're not able to do it on their own, you might say to them, oh, I think you're wanting some help. I think you want help. You want help. I can help you. No problem. I'll help you. So we can just observe maybe what they're doing and then just use some words that they could use. We're showing them what they could say. When we start out with this, like using the core words as much as possible is so important. We want to think about modeling whenever we are communicating. So we don't just model when it's like communication time. Communication time is happening all day, every day. We're communicating all the time. So that's why we want to be using this all the time. It's also important to know that our students don't know what any of this means. These are so abstract to them. We know what they mean because we can read. But when you think about what these symbols mean when we cover up the word, you'll notice that it's a lot of hands doing things. It's very abstract. So students will learn what the symbols mean when we are teaching them and showing them constantly. So they really need repetition, many opportunities to learn these things. We don't expect that they just know how to use it. They absolutely don't. We have to teach them. Okay, thanks. I hope that this was helpful.